This morning, Republicans and Democrats are pointing blame after two last-minute funding bills failed to pass the Senate before the deadline. And as of midnight last night, the federal government is now shut down.
Tens of thousands of federal employees will now go without pay for the foreseeable future. 8 News reporter LiUna spoke to impacted people and breaks down what's next.
Now, this is the first shutdown the government has seen in 7 years, with the last one lasting 35 days. And now a VCU professor tells me that the last shutdown had a negative effect on the economy, and now that could happen again.
You have this government shutdown. We're looking at a possibility of furloughs.
LiUna Local 804 Representative Chris Hollis says the union works with thousands of federal workers who could be impacted by a government shutdown.
If people don't have jobs, they can't pay their bills. It's survival mode.
If we don't have that agreement in our system of government, then the government stops spending money, and that's called a government shutdown.
In this case, a VCU political science professor Chris Hollis says it comes after lawmakers failed to reach a budget agreement on federal spending. So what does it mean for federal employees?
Nobody gets paid. All federal programs, all federal government spending stops within the purview.
He says federal workers are identified as essential or non-essential. Essential workers include those necessary to the United States defense, like active duty military, while non-essential workers are largely support staff like janitors in government buildings.
The fundamental difference is that non-essential workers would receive a furlough. They would be told there's no need to come to work until this stoppage is over. Essential personnel would be told you must go to work, but you will not be paid until the stoppage is over.
Hollis says both groups of workers will receive back pay once a resolution to fund the government is passed. But he stressed that there's no timeline for when the shutdown could end, leaving many in limbo.
I have a lot of friends who are still within the federal government, and their biggest concerns are the loss of income, the loss of their securities. And as a union worker, I can say that one thing that is instilled within us is to fight.
Hollis says there's not too much the average American can do now that the government shutdown has taken effect, but he encourages those against it to call their congressman. In Richmond, I'm LiUna, 8 News.